is Unsportsmanlike with Chris Canty, Evan Cohen, and Michelle Smallman.
Unsportsmanlike. Give it to Henry. Right side, hit of the line. Bounces to the outside. Derrick Henry to the one. Touchdown, Ravens! We've waited a month, but the hay's in the barn.
I thought they graduated to the place of, we are good enough to beat the team that has proven to not be good this year. You didn't graduate. You're still in the elementary school process. I thought you got to middle school here. You're still in elementary school. And that's a gut punch if you're a Bears fan.
Jeez, way harsh time.
WBAL with the call. Ravens radio of their win this past weekend as they get ready for Thursday Night Football tonight against the Chicago Bears. You know,
how many more bad losses are we away from Chicago shifting their focus from the Bears to the Chicago Bulls?
Well, I'm glad you brought that up.
That's what I want to know.
I don't know if that'll ever happen.
Well,
really? Are we sure?
They're undefeated.
Are we sure? I'm just saying.
Two big stories. I don't know which are the ones and which are the twos here. What do you got the ones and twos on this with the order?
Zach LaVine scored 30 last night. Yeah. Just so happens he doesn't play for the Bulls anymore.
They did do video tribute. Joining us now to talk more of, I think about the Bears, but maybe he wants to direct it towards the Bulls. David Kaplan. He is a former college basketball assistant coach, so he knows the sports well. David Kaplan hosts Cap and Jay Hood with our guy Jonathan Hood, of course, at ESPN 1000 in Chicago. Cap, let's start with Caleb Williams. How has he been this year?
He has been better than last year. He has not been where he needs to be for a guy that was taken number one overall. That's just a fact. Like last week, he wasn't bad, and I watched the All-22 twice. I talked to my guys Waddle, Olin Kreutz, who I think are as good as there is in breaking down tape, and both of them said he was fine. Except you cannot 4 yards deep in your own end zone when you've got a check down running back 5 yards away from you who can crawl for a first down. You cannot force it into double coverage to roam, make a bad throw and get picked off, and then go to the podium and say, yeah, I had one bad play and it was the right read and I just didn't make a good enough throw. And Ben Johnson goes, yeah, no, check it down.
Yeah, and how concerning is that, Kat? Because when Ben Johnson took the job, he said the number one priority for him was for the quarterback and the play caller to see the game through the same eyes. Clearly, they didn't see that play through the same eyes. And a 3-point ball game in the fourth quarter against a team starting a backup quarterback ends up resulting in a loss. How concerning is it for you that there seems to be that disconnect between how Ben Johnson sees things versus how Caleb Williams is seeing things?
I don't think it's as concerning here in Chicago as the national narrative is. I think he's a really, really talented quarterback. I think he has a good work ethic. I think he is starting to see, and someone on that team who I'm friends with said to me, he's figuring it out. He walks to the line and he now has a plan and he understands. Doesn't mean he's not going to make mistakes. He's 7 games into his relationship with Ben Johnson, but he has to be better. Like, you cannot lose this game on Sunday. That's not a good Bengals team. I mean, let's just be honest of what's on the offensive side of the football. You got the number 10 pick at right tackle, a $14 million right guard, a $14 million center, a $17 million two-time first-team All-Pro the last 2 years at left guard. You got the number 1 pick at quarterback, the 9th overall pick at receiver, a $27.5 million receiver, the 10th pick at tight end, a $12 million tight end. I mean, what are we doing here?
Wow.
You got to win that game.
That's a hell of a way of breaking it down.
Seriously.
I mean, not just that, but we saw the guy that was the predecessor for Caleb Williams just hang 39 on the same team and get his team's first win.
Yeah. After a rough week.
And maybe no Flacco.
Just go and drop that right there, too.
Yeah. Well, Cap, you talk about...
he can't play, though. That guy can't play.
Well, Cap, you talk about the local narrative versus the national narrative, and certainly one of the things that we talk about in regards to Caleb Williams is how his peers in his draft class have fared and how he's still developing. How is it playing in Chicago, seeing what Jaden Daniels did last year, taking a 4-win team to the Final Four, and then seeing what Drake May is doing with the Patriots this year? How is Caleb's progress playing in Chicago when looked through that lens?
People want to see what they're seeing from Drake May. I don't think there's a lot of, God, I wish we had Jaden Daniels, because what I keep hearing and what fans keep saying is, we don't know if that dude can ever stay healthy. He's skinny. I just don't know if he can be that guy for a decade. Drake May? that's a different argument. Like, he is a classic quarterback. When you think of, hey, I'm going to go buy a quarterback at the quarterback store, he looks like that guy. And I don't think he was ever in play for the Chicago Bears. I don't. I think they were so locked on Caleb and his wow moments that, hey, we can refine him into a really good player. But here in Chicago, yeah, they absolutely are seeing what Drake May is doing. Absolutely.
Yeah, going with another UNC quarterback with a top 5 pick probably wasn't going to be the
right
move.
after mid.
Wait, do you think that actually impacted them? David Kaplan, J. Hood, ESPN 1000 in Chicago. That's a very interesting point that CC just brought up. Do you think that actually played a factor in their decision making that, are fans going to think this guy is that guy?
Well, if it did, then we've got a bad front office, and I don't think we do. If you listen to those people, you're going to be sitting with them. That's just a fact. No, I do not believe that played into it at all. I truly believe Ryan Poles looked at Caleb Williams and went, that's the guy right there.
Yeah, and at the time, it made a lot of sense. And I am not someone that thinks it doesn't make sense at this time, but I think that last week's game was not okay at the end, and this week, as you pointed out, they better win. Cap, let's go back to the relationship with Ben Johnson here. As we have all discussed, this is the guy that everyone wanted, but this is the guy that the Bears really wanted, and this is the guy that the quarterback asked for publicly. Has Ben Johnson done a good job so far in your mind?
Yeah, he's been outstanding. The culture has changed in that building dramatically. Hard to believe a 39-year-old guy could walk into that building and completely change the way they do business, the way they're perceived. It's funny, I was interviewing a player the other day. We get done, and I said, okay, tell me about the quarterback guru, Ben Johnson. And he said, oh, my God, it is so different. He said, I'm not trying to trash Matt Eberflus, but there was zero accountability in our room. He said, this dude, you come in and he puts on that big screen in the theater, the whole team sitting there, you do not want to be up on that monitor. You do not. He said, there is accountability at every level.
Cap, exact same record for the Chicago Bears through 7 games this year as they had last year. Obviously, we know about the second half collapse in 2024. What keeps this season from being different, and how exactly do you define success for this year for the Chicago Bears?
That's a great question, CC. It will not be like last year because the culture is so different, and there's leadership in there. Last year, I didn't know who the leader was. Couldn't be a rookie quarterback, and it was just a clown car of nonsense that had gone on over the past couple seasons. Now we have an adult in the room. They've got an elite staff. They've got a lot of injuries. Their top 4 cornerbacks are all out. Will Tyreek Stevenson find a way on the field Sunday? I hope so. They got C.J. Gardner-Johnson yesterday, and they said, when will you be ready to play? He said, Sunday. I'll see you Sunday. So that should help at slot corner. So we'll see what happens in terms of health, but it's totally different here. The vibe up there is a billion times different, and I think they're going to win Sunday. I really, really do. I think they're going to win this football game. Then they get the Giants here, who are no neighbors, no Scatabo, a rookie quarterback in our building. But you have a chance here, but you got to do it one play at a time. You got to worry about Sunday, and you got to find a way.
So, Cap, what is success for this team this year?
Success, I think they should be a playoff team. I said that before the season. That is no reason with the schedule we have coming up, not saying there aren't some difficult games, and they're all difficult. I got knocked out of the big Survivor contest in Vegas because freaking Atlanta got destroyed by the Miami Dolphins. See you later. But they should win 10 games. They absolutely should have a 10-win season. No doubt about it.
Cap, you said last year you didn't expect a rookie quarterback to be a leader. Is Caleb Williams a leader now?
I think he is, and I'm not saying, Michelle, that he shouldn't last year have showed leadership, but to be the rookie quarterback who leads the room of 53 men, Joe Tooney, that's a guy who's a leader in their room. Kevin Byard is playing at an all-pro level. He's got 4 picks already. He's got the most interceptions in the NFL since 2016. Like, those are the guys who are leading the way. But Caleb Williams, he has to show leadership in year 2 for sure.
You know what? I think we ran out of time. We can't do the Bulls. 4-0 in this season. But they have a hell of a start. Billy D is a Hall of Famer already, and that's a hell of a start for the Chicago Bulls. I picked him on ESPN Bet for the under, so I'm not happy about that. David Kaplan, co-hosting. What do you want me to do?
Bad move.
Come on. Cap and Jay Hood, ESPN 1000 in Chicago with Jonathan Hood. David Kaplan, thank you as always. We appreciate it.
Thank you. I bet the over, by the way. Sorry.
Yeah, well, you may be right. Coming up, someone wants his job back. Can he get it? We'll discuss next. We're on Sportsmanlike, presented by Progressive Insurance.